Say good morning.
Oh, right? Could you believe it? I got it right. Yay!
It's good to see and hear everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy and joyous Friday. We're going to start in a quick second, but it's good to see everyone on the Friday before Juneteenth, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. One of the things that Buffalo does in terms of um, embracing, understanding, celebrating the various different cultures and things around. And there's always a festival that's happening or to do. And so there's something happening this weekend, and more so, there's going to be something happening next weekend as well. And so we're excited about that. I think it's one of the things that it's like the fabric or the cornerstone of what Buffalo is. And so again, it's good seeing folks here. It is 3 minutes past 12. I am going to begin. Let me take the opportunity to introduce myself. Although you can see my name up there. My name is Oswaldo Mestri. I am the Director of Citizen Services and the city's Chief Service Officer. I have the fortune of this being your host. We are at our weekly block chat that we do within the Division of Citizen Services and in conjunction with the Board of Block Clubs. Can't forget them. They do a yeoman's work out in the community. We also invite community-based organizations, faith organizations, folks who are in the engagement business. When we first started this, we wanted to do this because the pandemic had really pressed upon us as a community, and we wanted to get information out, but we wanted to hear from people within the community and be a depositor or a sharer of information. And once we've done that, we've continued this block chat, and we've had a whole host of different speakers on mental health, health related, COVID related, city hall departments speaking, housing related issues, policing, community-based policing, law enforcement, all types of things that we've had. And this been a great opportunity to share information, but also to listen to what's going on in the community. My boss, Mayor Byron Brown, often talks, and one of the things that I've learned in terms of the foundation of public service is that the answers of the things that we need to do in the community doesn't lie in a building, doesn't lie, within an office. It's out in the community. And so we need to be mindful and listen to those things and make those things happen. And so we're going to have a speaker who is really appropriate for the opportunity that we're doing today. One of the things that the mayor and administrations and this new public governance is talking about, the issue of equity, and more specifically health equity. And we're going to be hearing from this particular speaker as we're giving space to this. Some people would say this is a new topic. These are topics that have been there, but it's giving some new life because of the challenges of the things that are around it. And so I'm excited about the speaker. And so we're going to talk about announcements, but I'm going to also say this week, a lot of things were going on in this week. Again, we're still prayerful and mindful about those individuals whose lives were lost and other individuals' lives who were impacted by the racially motivated shooting that occurred on the east side of Buffalo at the Top supermarket. If you didn't know, and I have to shout out some individuals who went to Washington and testified to Congress. The very powerful, powerful testimonies. And I think besides the grief of losing those folks, it's like, what do we do, in the name of those individuals? What do we do in terms of legislation or changing public policy or touching people's hearts? And so three very powerful testimonies in front of Congress that we heard. I want to this kind of uplift Garnell Whitfield, a former fire commissioner who spoke eloquently about not just gun violence, but this idea, this what we call this replacement theory. Very powerful testimony. Also want to uplift Police Gramalia, Commissioner Gramalia, Police Chief Commissioner, and how he spoke some eloquent words about officer assaulters, but also the role that law enforcement plays, but also from a community perspective. And then really honestly, what, if Garnell Whitfield opened it up, who shut the door down and really spoke to the heart as a mother, was Zanita Everhart, and really spoke to a bigger sense of the incident, but what hate does and how it's formed and what can we do and what can we do. We talked about gun legislation too, but three powerful testimonies, and they all were Buffalo owned and bred. And so I couldn't be prouder. I know those three individuals. I know those people individually. I think we do too. And I think the theme, if I wanted to say anything, is that um, all of that doesn't stop in a day. We have to continue that. We have to press for legislation. We have to talk about public policy decisions, and we also have to inform and increase what the norms of a community should be about. Right. At the end of the day, and I can say this as a public official and also personally, you know, owning that type of style of gun at age 18 or whatever is unacceptable. And I think that's what the testimony at Brown feels the same way too. We've been talking with other city mayors, and I've been talking with other colleagues who do what I do, to get a better sense, but also to kind of coalesce in terms of what can we do as individuals and what can we do as a community too. So I just wanted to uplift in saying that our work is not over, and we're going to continue to do that work. And I want to thank those organizations who are still out on Jefferson, who's still out in the community. Food insecurity is still a challenge, making sure that folks are getting the necessary items. And there are a lot of volunteer organizations that are doing that. And I want to thank that. The Resource Center, a few other, just to name mention, the community fridge, and a couple of the organizations who are just doing a lot of different things. And so now that work continued, and we're going to continue to do that work. Linda, you have something to say?
Yeah, I do have a question. I read in the paper on Monday that there was a meeting over the weekend of 75 Black leaders that met about, how they can make these changes on the East Side. Do you know anything about that, or were you there?
Mhm.
I was kind of surprised it happened, and the Board of Block Clubs wasn't asked to be a part of it.
So I wasn't. I know there are many different meetings like that that are happening, kind of a self-determinants. I have been invited. There's something happening within the next week, but I wasn't at that particular meeting. I found out afterwards. And I think there's a groundswell of what I can understand is there's a groundswell of organizations, and I think you know not only those organizations are meeting, but also those who are looking to identify and to help too. So when I get that information, I'll make sure that I'll pass it out to the Board of Block Clubs. Just like when you do a meeting, you do your first one, and you want to say, have you been inclusive of everybody? I think there's going to be a
Right.
series of those meetings, and they're going to open up. At least that's the conversation that I had, but I was not, did not know
Okay.
about that
I just
meeting
don't want
initially.
more segregation to happen either.
I agree with you. I agree with
So
you.
that's
Yeah,
so okay. I wanted to put it out there. Thank you.
not a
If
problem.
anybody does know anything about it, would you text me in the chat? And because I'd love to get minutes to that meeting if it's possible.
No,
Thank you.
no. Good.
Thank you.
And I know there's many different organizations that are doing different things, but we'll make sure we'll pass that information along. So a lot of good things that are happening. Juneteenth is happening. It's going to happen next week. We're going to try to get a speaker. I think the one thing that Buffalo knows, well, when I say this, the fact that it's a national holiday, the fact that it's a city holiday, and it's now county holiday, really speaks to what Juneteenth is, and what it embodies, and how we should be reflective as we are on different holidays. And so hopefully we'll have a speaker next week that will speak to the theme of that. But Nicole, where you at? You got a bunch of announcements for me?
I do. Welcome everybody. So I'm gonna try to go through the announcements pretty quickly. We do have a few extra today. And then as soon as I finish my announcements, I'm gonna introduce the Save Our Streets coordinator. He does have a few things to say. So please let me know when you guys can see my screen. Okay, so we are still reminding everyone, if you can show your support for the victims, families in the surrounding community, and would like to make a donation, you can email helpbuffalo@thepartnership.org or call the number listed on screen as well. If you do know people who are in need of transportation to the grocery store, the Tops Market shuttle service to the Elmwood Avenue store is still running. Lyft and Uber are offering free rides for the Buffalo residents who reside in the 14208 and 14209 zip codes. And you can use specific Lyft and Uber codes to get money off for those rides or to get the free ride. The community response food distribution is still happening, sponsored by the Resource Council of Western New York. So there is trauma-informed support and immediate services, mental health services, etc. This is running Mondays through Fridays and Saturdays. And so if you want more information, I do know the hours will be changing for this and the days. So for more information, I would encourage you to call the number listed on screen as well. If you are looking for eviction prevention or at risk of eviction or know somebody who is due to the inability to pay the rent as a result of the pandemic, please contact Stand Up Buffalo. You can call 211 to learn more and apply today, or visit standupbuffalo.com. There is some criteria to meet, so you can look at the qualifications online as well. Trouble coping, there is a Buffalo Police Department behavioral health team. So they work in collaboration with Endeavor Health Services to provide on-site screening, assessment, de-escalation, and diversion for people in need of mental health or substance use treatment services. So if someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis or there is an imminent concern, you can call 911 and you request the BPD, BHT, or crisis intervention team. And they are Monday through Friday on the hours listed on screen, and you can call and ask for more information about how this partnership works. So we are still hosting some cleanup events for the Great American Cleanup. So this runs up until June 22nd, so the end of this month. You can request free cleanup supplies such as trash bags and arrange for a free trash pickup by calling 311, or you can volunteer and we will assign you to a cleanup or beautification event. You can register by calling 311. Visit the link listed on screen or scan the QR code, or if you want more information, you can email rdixon@buffalony.gov. Or also SEPTED trainings being held, so crime prevention through environmental design. The next one is June 22nd through June 24th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. If you would like to register or find out more information about the SEPTED trainings, you can contact Mr. Ron Dixon. He is the Special Project Manager for Crime Prevention for the City of Buffalo. And his email is listed on screen. The bulk trash schedule is underway. So we just want to remind everybody that the district that is coming up is the North District. So if you are going to be putting garbage out, please put it out the Sunday of the week of your collection. We are accepting applications for AmeriCorps Vistas. You can find these online. The eligibility, there are eligibility requirements and various benefits to becoming an AmeriCorps Vista. It is a 1-year commitment to serve. If you want to find out more information on how to apply, you can contact Ms. Malika Lee, and her information is listed on screen and we'll put in the chat box. And she is the External Affairs Coordinator. The 2022 Love Your Block mini grant application process is also open. The deadline for submission is June 15th, so it's coming up pretty quickly. So if you are going to apply, please do that soon. For more information, you can visit the City of Buffalo website or email loveyourblock@citybuffalo.com. If you would like to be a part of our Good Neighbors Network and volunteer, we would love to have you. We are always looking for more volunteers. For more information on this initiative, you can contact the Save Our Streets coordinator, Mr. Michael Smith, with his information listed on screen and will be in the chat box, or you can call 311 to register. Mayor Brown's Summer Reading Challenge is underway. So this read 5 or more books and upload those written book summaries between May 20th and August 31st. So you can, or the kids who apply can qualify for exciting prizes and receive an invitation to attend the awards ceremony, which happens on Saturday, October 29th. At the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center. So you can register online at the city website or scan the QR code. If you are looking to start a block club, contact the City of Buffalo and Erie County Board of Block Clubs. They have an email, a phone number, Facebook, and Instagram. Their information will be in the chat box. They are very responsive on all platforms. They are also having a community meeting on June 23rd at the Northwest Community Center. They have a guest speaker from Highmark Blue Cross, and there will be updates from the Division of Citizen Services and the Board of Block Clubs. And there's a special retirement celebration for Ms. Ada Hopkins Clemens. So we're very excited for everyone to attend. There's a free summer camp for those of you who need to register a child for summer camp. There are various activities, including academic support, physical activities, and socio-emotional support. There is student eligibility requirements and different options to register, as well as different locations to register your student at, all listed on screen. For more information on that, you can visit sayyesbuffalo.org. And if you're interested in being a teacher or support staff, you can also visit sayyesbuffalo.org to find out more about the qualifications and criteria to become a teacher. There's also an event happening June 11th and 12th, the University United Festival. There will be concessions, kid zones, vendors, and more. So if you are interested in attending, you can visit the universityunitedfestival.com to find out more information on the exact location. Community Music School is having a summer of camps. So they have various camps for various ages happening this summer. For information on pricing, you can call the number listed on screen or visit communitymusicbuffalo.org. There is a call for vendors for the original Taking It to the Streets happening this August. So you can contact Anita Williams. She's the president and founder of this event, or Angelita Bellamy. And this event is going to be happening August 20th and 21st at Martin Luther King Jr. Park as well. Wellness Our Way is having free events. This one coming up is June 11th at Build Academy. There'll be music, dance, games, sports, food, fun, and an on-site COVID vaccination clinic. For more information, you can visit the link listed on screen. And if you are getting a vaccination, anyone under 18 has to be accompanied by a parent. There's also a 5-part discussion presented by Empowerment Ministry talking about racism, prejudice, and bigotry. It's facilitated by Reverend Alicia Dixon Garrett. It is happening also on Saturday, June 11th from 4 to 6 p.m. At the location listed on screen. Additionally, there is Melanated Moms Western New York Community Baby Shower happening tomorrow, 1 to 4 p.m. at the Westside Community Services Center. So they are going to be talking about nutritional health, doulas, midwives, mental health, breastfeeding. So this is for anybody who obviously is already pregnant or is looking to become pregnant. They will have games, prizes, and baby supplies for the moms who are in need. The African American Heritage Corridor invites you to attend the guest speaker of Dr. LeGarrette King. This is going to be happening June 16th at 4 p.m. at the Meriwether Library, just in time to kick off Juneteenth. And Juneteenth has the calendar of events. So various events ranging, from they started at the end of May all the way up until the actual Juneteenth weekend. And so this flyer will be sent around in email, and it is also online at buffalojuneteenth.com. So almost wrapping up here, just reminding everybody COVID is on the rise. I think they mentioned it's about 4 times as many cases again. So please just be vigilant. Get tested. If you need testing, there are a lot of self-testing kits available. You can visit COVID-19 at buffalony.gov for more information on testing sites as well as vaccination sites, where you can get self-tests from as well. If you just need emotional support, you can use the Buffalo Urban League's New York Project Hope helpline. It is confidential and it runs Monday through Saturday, 8 to 7 p.m. And they will be able to help you, as well as if you do not want to use the phone, you can email. And lastly, just follow us on social media. If you do not, we have two Facebook pages, our at Buffalo Citizen Services page, which is our main page, and our 311 Call and Response Center, which you can find at Buffalo 311 on Facebook. We do have an Instagram, which is Buffalo 311, as well as if you do not follow the mayor, please follow him on Facebook at Mayor Byron Brown and on Instagram at Mayor Byron Brown 716. And so here I am going to switch over to my colleague, the Save Our Streets coordinator, Mike Smith. Mike.
Thank you, Nicole. So my name, as Nicole mentioned, is Michael Smith. I am the Save Our Streets program coordinator, and I've had the honor of coordinating the Clean Sweep program this year as well. A special thank you to our partners, our city staff, and Buffalo Police for remaining steadfast in this initiative, despite the pandemic and the national tragedies that have unfolded recently. Next slide, please, Nicole. We are continuing our series of clean sweeps that are centered around the Jefferson Avenue community, just to give that community the support it needs. Last week, we did cover Best Street, Etna Place, Dodge Street, Southampton, and Northampton. Canvassing over 300 properties and making sure we got information and resources to all the residents therein. There was some great highlights. Our public works teams have actually removed over 5 tons of debris from the area. One of which was a problem that the community has been calling about with regard to a lot of trees and cut down trees, the artways that was on Etna Place. It was our pleasure to get that taken care of for them. Next week, we are heading into the Jefferson Avenue community, taking care of Riley Street between Jefferson Avenue and Humboldt Parkway, and then coming back down Landon. So it's only 2 streets, but we're going a little bit farther down than we normally do. And so the total properties would be 256, 151 of which are residential. As per our, regular schedule, if anyone who needs literature in the bags, please get that to us by Monday afternoon. And again, I just wanted to thank everybody for their participation in the program and the great work that you do. All right, and with that, I'll pass it back to you, Nicole. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. So I am actually going to bring up our speaker. So she is wonderfully knowledgeable about health equity here in Buffalo, as well as a host of other issues. So I'm going to call up Miss Ebony White and let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit about where she's from and what she does.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank everyone I just want to really appreciate the invitation and the wealth of knowledge that is in this space on this afternoon. Thank you for taking the time to just allow me to present to you all. And to Oswaldo, thank you for keeping abreast of one of the lives lost was dear to me and related to me. So I'm just always privileged to see all of the work that has been done prior and continuing to be done in our region. So I am the Community Engagement Manager with the Buffalo Center for Health Equity. And I also support the Reach Buffalo initiative around COVID and flu, as well as the University of Buffalo School of Nursing Mellowing Minds study. So I'm kind of in all of these sectors and places, but it's all living under the Buffalo Center for Health Equity. So I want to take the time to just share a few slides with you all, but I was trying to take all of the notes and gather all of the wealth of knowledge that was shared to meet the needs of our community at large. So if I can share my screen, Nicole.
Yes, you can. You should be able to use the share button right at the bottom of the screen.
Okay. All right. Bear with me. I think we should be good. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. As I mentioned, I shared who I am. So a little bit about, I don't know if everyone is familiar with the Buffalo Center for Health Equity, but our mission is to eliminate race, economic, and geographic-based health inequities in Western New York by changing the social and economic conditions that cause illness and shorten the lives of our community members. Many of us know that it shouldn't be a proponent of where you live, but often that is a cause for having the loss of life. Where you live, the things that you have access to, and all of the many determinants that we live with is a major factor for us in our region. So our process has been the center will use policy analysis, research assessment, and evaluation, advocacy, community engagement, and education, and program development and implementation to eliminate these equities in our region. So that's why it's critical that we have strong partnerships with our local schools, our local officials, our community block clubs. Thank you for all that you do, in our faith community and all of the other sectors that makes us so robust and able to combat many of our ongoing issues. So our primary focus have been on the 14204, 14206, 14211, 14212, 14215 zip codes, where we're dying at 3 times the rate as our white counterparts. The inequities affecting Buffalonians, like in many American cities, are the downstream effect of failing schools, high unemployment, low poverty values, poor access to public transportation, absence of grocery stores, lead contamination in homes, highway population, brownfields, poor access to healthcare, and social and economic conditions are known to be the primary drivers of our poor health outcomes. So most people, and I believe you're in this space, you're familiar with the social and economic factors of poor health. But 40%, majority of everything is our education, our access to really good education, employment, family support, income, and community safety in our physical environment. So about half of our success is based on these various variables. So when these things are impacted and they are not equitable, we continue to see those trends moving in the wrong direction. So everything that we're doing in this space, as an organization and as a community, is to change those things, to improve that 50 percentile for our residents today in our future. So our work is not just about present, it's about future change and changing those trends. And then you look at the health behaviors, and some of the behaviors that we combat with Reach Buffalo is tobacco use through nutrition and food access and healthy options, diet and exercise, alcohol use and the excess of alcohol use, sexual activity, along with access to healthcare and impacting our healthcare delivery systems. So here was a quote from Buffalo News a few years back. Citizens of Erie County should not have their life expectancy determined by zip code. So I'll share a story. I was sitting in a boardroom, and at that time I was working for a healthcare delivery system, one of the performance providing systems. And I looked at all of this data, and you're like, wow, look at this data. It's showing that by the time I'm this age, I will more than likely have this disease and all of these additional comorbidities, and I possibly would not be living. And that is based upon behavior. And that hurt. That hurt me tremendously. And I don't think many people understand how our behaviors are indicative of our futures and what our futures will look like. So we don't want where we live to be the factor. We want to make sure we have a healthy environment for us to thrive in. So I just want to kind of give you a quick snapshot of some of our partnerships and collaboration. as I said, with the University of Buffalo School of Nursing and Mellow in Mind study, that is a study that looks to address stress and worry, how it impacts us by utilizing mindfulness. The study is compensated, but we want to give our community some tools that they can put into place, because we are currently and have always been living it. And it's just literally it just was heightened for us less than a month ago. Stress and worry, how we're going to pay our bills, how will we live, how will we take care of our health, how we manage our families, and all of those things. So we wanted to attempt to find out if we can get some really good outcomes out of learning how to practice mindfulness and not operating on our trauma response, along with our autopilot. Many times we're on this autopilot and we just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And we're never really thinking out, thoroughly stopping, assessing a situation. Reach Buffalo, as I said, COVID and flu initiative. So we partner with providers, healthcare providers, community organizations, health insurance, to make sure we improve our vaccination rates and our booster rates in our region as we watch the trends kind of creep up on us. We're in a climate right now that we want to be together. We want to hug each other. We want to embrace each other. During that day of that unfaithful event, no one was thinking about, hey, I could possibly transfer COVID, or I haven't been vaccinated. You just needed human contact. You just needed to feel loved. You needed to be supported at this time, and even then. So we want to make sure we're doing this safely, and our communities are being having all the opportunity to be gain access. And I thank the county and all of the other clinical professionals and pharmacists who support us creating more access points for vaccines and boosters. We also work with the Erie County Office of Diversity and Equity, which is one of its kind in New York State, that is led by Kelly Wolford. Also the Healthy Corner Store Initiative, which will be having we're hopeful, a quick name change shortly, but trying to create some healthy options in our local stores, delis, and the First Fruits Food Pantry, and many more that we continue to collaborate with to meet the needs of our region. Back in March, when they're at the early part of January, we seen a spike in suicide and mental health. And we led a 4-part series addressing mental health. And we brought some of our leading community voices and liaisons and professionals to kind of talk us through stigma and suicide, identifying harmful behaviors, mental health readiness, when someone is ready, and what is the process that they should expect. Who should they contact in emergency contacts, when things flare, come to arise in our lives. And also this conversation around faith and suicide. It was a great opportunity to learn. And we've done previously, years prior, mental health conversations, but this really was to kind of tackle suicide and stigma around engaging for mental health and supports. So here are a few upcoming events I want to share with you. On June 23rd at 5:30 to 7, Alzheimer's Community Forum for the City of Buffalo, how to address the disease of dementia and memory loss. Many of us live in multi-generational homes. We go from thriving independently until becoming caretakers of our loved ones, our seniors. And we need support. We are looking at ways, and we want the community input during that event to kind of talk about what does our community need, how can we get these resources to you, and get you some support as you this change in this cycle of life of caring for our elderly who are impacted by Alzheimer's disease and dementia and memory loss. Also, the mental health and communities of color. Here are a few dates that I want you to save locally. July 14th, Rochester, Syracuse is not far away from us, but we have some phenomenal speakers that will be with us who will tackle the conversation around our community, communities of color, and mental health. to make it a norm to seek out treatment, to make it a norm the same way you take care of your physical health. We always have this conversation of, if we don't take care of our brain, which is the control panel for everything that our body does and our functions, it impacts the way our bodies functions. So we want to have a great, robust conversation about that. And I hope many of you will share this with your constituents and be in attendance. Igniting Hope, this is year 5 for us. The Igniting Hope Conference, it is scheduled for August the 13th, and it'll be held at Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. This year's conference will be virtual and in person. Lunch will be provided, and a gift, and we have keynotes and leaders in the field of education and psychology, and they'll also share their connection to the Buffalo community. Registration will be available starting next week, Friday. So please go or send an email to our admin at buffalohealthequity.org or go to buffalohealthequity.org, our website, and find out the opportunity for you to register for that event. That is August the 13th. It is led by women who are in this space, education and psychology. So we have a panel of great speakers. I can't tell who it'll be at this point. We know who it is, but I can't release that until next week. You'll see it and it'll be available for you all. And I hope that you will all make every effort to be with us and learn and help us gather great info and insight on the best strategy. Are we going in the right direction? What do we need to do differently to really have this robust change that we are ready to see and we are desperately in need of? I want to share with you a quick video, and hopefully I have no issues with it playing for you all. Last year's Igniting Hope Conference. So just a quick snippet of that event last year.
We're really focused today on healing from historical traumas, and we really think that this is important as a kickoff to bring people together because we need sense of community, particularly now because of the COVID vaccine. So many of us have been separated, and so this is an opportunity for us to come together and say, hey, we're in it together.
Okay.
Thank you, Ebony.
Thank you.
That was a wonderful presentation and very, very informative. So you said a lot in that presentation. And so if anybody else has questions, you can feel free to put them in the the chat box and not just send them privately, but I did get a few private questions. So I would like to ask them at this time, if that's okay. Did you want to talk a little more about anything?
That's fine. Whatever questions, if I'm available if I can answer them for you, I will. And if I can't, I will get you the answer.
Okay, perfect. So this is kind of a two-part question. Can you people volunteer with the Buffalo Center for Health Equity?
Yes.
And how do they go about doing that?
Yes. If you email our admin, the admin address, forgive me, I'm drawing a little blank, but if you email the admin address or you email me, I will get you connected. We appreciate volunteers. We cannot do anything separate or siloed.
Okay.
We have to do it together.
And then, so to piggyback off that question, also, do you still need more volunteers for the Igniting Hope Conference, or has it already been planned?
It is being planned, but we will figure out where you can eat. Now, if you don't, if we are, I don't think we're maximized at volunteers for the conference itself, but there is work that we do ongoing all year round. So we are looking to build our listserv of volunteers and organizations to partner with us to lift this work up.
Okay, so then you answered the last question I received privately was, will you partner with various organizations to host events? Okay. And then is the contact for everything the same admin?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Either you can contact the admin or you can contact me and I'll get you connected to the admin that does all of our scheduling. And so I'll do that. I appreciate each and every one of you for your willingness. And if any way I can help you in any way, please reach out to me. I'm one person, but I cover a lot of bases. So I work at what I got.
And then somebody would like to know if those slides are publicly available, or is there any way they can get some of the information that you provided that on the slides?
I can get the information to you. Whatever you need on there, just reach out to me. You can email me at my email address that I put in the chat, and I'll get info that you need to you.
Okay, perfect. All right, if anybody else has any questions at this time, you guys can feel free to ask. Otherwise, thank you very much, Ebony, for coming on today. I know it was short notice, but I really appreciate it. And it was wonderful to hear all the information and everything coming up. And we'll definitely save the dates that you mentioned in the presentation. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hope to see you all soon.
Okay, so Debbie, do you have any announcements for the Board of Black Clubs?
No, just that our meeting is coming up and we're looking forward to seeing everybody there. It's going to be a very wonderful evening, and the flyer is out on our social media, all of our social media platforms. So we're really looking forward to it, and also, celebrating Miss Ada. And so come out, see us. We'll probably have a few updated announcements at the meeting for some things that we're working on now that aren't quite, finished or organized. But other than that, no, things are great. Everybody on here looks great. The presentation was wonderful. Thank you so very much. I look forward to hopefully getting that presentation and speaking to you, and maybe have you come out to the BOBC, one of our general meetings. So I'll get your information, Ebony, from Nicole, and we'll set up a email or call. So
that's perfect. I'm available. Thank you so much.
It'll be awesome. Thank you very much. But no, everything's great. Looking forward to all the exciting things that are happening here in the city with all of the different festivals going on, a lot of stuff happening. So I think we're all going to be busy in the next upcoming weekends. So hopefully this COVID thing will kind of start continuing to go away some more, but we'll, keep going. But we'll see what happens. Other than that, that's it for me. All a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and looking forward to seeing everybody soon.
Thank you, Debbie. And so one other thing I wanted to mention is we do want to encourage you guys to share with your Black clubs and your friends that we are going to be changing the Black chat schedule. So these are this June is the last full month of Black chats every Friday. And in July, we'll start a new schedule. So we do want to let you guys know. So please share with everybody so they can come out. Next week will be surrounding some things for Juneteenth. And then the following week will be from Erie County Health Department. So just encourage everybody to come for those 2 presentations as well. And Linda, I saw you had your hand up.
I do. Thank you. So I just wanted to make mention that tomorrow from 11 to 12, I'm going to be doing story time at the Elmwood Farmers Market. They're allowing me on the second Saturday of every month. I'm going to be reading children's stories with inclusiveness of peace and how we're the same and how we're different and taking care of planet Earth. And it's for like little teeny ones up to maybe age 6 or 7, but everybody's invited, of course. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I just wanted people to know. So Farmers Market, Elmwood Village, 11 to 12 on second Saturdays of every month. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah.
Okay, so if nobody else has any other announcements, thank you guys so much for attending Black Chat. We're going to have another wonderful speaker next week. We're very excited. She is a new addition to the city of Buffalo as well. So please come out and look out for the flyer for that. It should be coming on Tuesday. And we are just happy to have you and appreciate you guys all for coming every week to our community engagement and Black Chat. So thank you very much.
Thank you for doing this every week. It really is amazing the amount of wonderful people we hear from all the time. So thank you, Division Citizen Services. Have a great weekend, everybody.
And I second that, Debbie. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Great to see everybody.
So
Enjoy.
great.
It's a beautiful day
Everybody.
today.
Congrats
Enjoy the weekend.